morning. So today, back out here on these foundations, we got these three all poured. We have quite a bit of work to do. I got a 5-inch hole in each one of these foundations here, 5-inch hole, and so it's going to be somewhere around here. And what that will do is that will connect the inside perimeter drain, the outside perimeter drain, which will allow all that to drain outside of all the foundations. We have to, we got backfilling inside and outside of the frost wall, obviously all around the foundations. There's the stoning of the inside of the foundations and the backfill in the garages. We will also be doing the services for these houses before we backfill them, just so it's just one less thing we have to do later, and it's already all dug up, so might as well take advantage of that. So that's what we're going to be tackling this week. Obviously we can't do all that in a day, although we wish we could. But so that's kind of the main goal for this week. So we're going to start out with the I'm going to start out with the coring. Mike's bringing some pipe over here to get going on the pipe work on this. We are going to run out of pipe, so we got to get that figured out, get that ordered and delivered, so we can keep moving forward. But I'm going to pull out the core machine and we'll get going on this hole. You can see the rebar right here. I don't know why it's so close to the end of it, but it drills right through it. You can feel it, you can hear it. Takes a little longer. You got to be slow and careful though. The bit will grab onto the rebar and it will. This drill has a shear pin, so it will shear the shear pin. The other one has a clutch, so it will slip, but which I think is a better design. It's pretty aggressive when it goes to break that shear pin, and because this is held on with vacuum, I've actually had it break the shear pin and in that same motion break the vacuum. So now this whole thing is disconnected from the wall. Obviously that can get a little dangerous. Thankfully I've never been hurt from doing it or from that happening, but I'm sure it can, the bit will be in here, so that's what it will actually spin the whole setup around the bit rather than spin the bit, and then it wraps your cords all around it. Typically it unplugs the machine, but if it doesn't unplug the machine, it'll just keep on going. So one thing to keep an eye out for if you do this and you don't have much experience doing it. Working on stoning up all the 3 of these houses, perimeter drains. We did just run out of filter fabric though, so Mike's gonna run and grab a roll of that. There is another roll on the delivery for the rest of the pipe and stuff that we need. That hasn't come in yet, so Mike went to go and grab that. Have the rears of these all done, so he's going to go up front with the 308 and do the fronts with the 308. We've been trying to stay off the binder with track machines, especially when the sun's out hot. Trying not to wreck that, so keep on it with the rubber track pads and stuff, but move up front. So we're starting to use up some of this material here. We're going to fill in between lot 7 and 6. There's quite a void in there due to how they're clocked at different angles. You'll see in a minute when I get out there with a bucket of fill. But they're just clocked at different angles, they're not parallel. So at the closest point they're like 15 feet. But at a faraway point, you know, they're probably 20 to 25, maybe 30-ish feet apart. So there's quite a void there because we dug that all out just so there was room, and because there was, you know, we had to build it back up with the stone and everything. So we'll see that in just a second. So this void here that's between these two houses it's pretty substantial. So we can't reach the rest of the perimeter drain or to stone it up. So we need to fill this in here so that we can finish stoning up that perimeter drain. This pile sure is going quick. I got about as much as I think we're okay with in the middle of those two foundations. So I'm kind of just putting piles here and there so that when the building inspector comes out, which is hopefully within the next 15 minutes, he's all good with the exterior perimeter drain. We can start backfilling these houses. That is kind of the objective, and then we can start to do the utilities, the inside work. So I'm just putting kind of like piles of this nice dirt here all around the foundation, so when that happens we're ready to go, and the bottleneck isn't that I can't bring the dirt fast enough. So right over here is, I got one pile kind of just on the other side of the 308 that you can see over there by where the irrigation well is, and put another one right here. It's nice not having to screen this stuff. These guys are screening. They cut out a little earlier than we do. He's waiting on fuel right now with his helper there running the skid steer. He's already gone for the day. Sucks for him. He I guess he bought some new headphones, nice Bluetooth headphones or whatever. When he stopped for lunch, he put them down somewhere, and when he got back from lunch, he forgot that he had them because they were brand new. He wasn't used to wearing them, and now they're gone. He doesn't know where they are, so that's unfortunate. No fun, but we'll be through almost this entire pile, I would imagine. This stuff that I'm taking out of, the clay, I don't know, we might try and save that clay, that other stuff. It's got a little more structure to it than this. It's got a lot of loom in it, so the clay stuff we might try and save for these deep fills in the road, or we'll have to see what happens. No building inspector. But we're all ready for him. So we got dirt everywhere. We got that frost wall and that number 5 backfilled, so that didn't cover up the perimeter drain or anything like that, but we got that all done. Mike was running the 308 with the compactor on it, so we're getting there. We're doing good. We'll be ready for him whenever he comes. But it's the end of the day, so we'll catch you in the morning. Good morning. So back out here on these foundations, we are finishing up this lot 5 here. We just put this in right now. How we do this, so this is for the gutters, and so you have to put a Schedule 40Y on here, so that if this were to ever get backed up, it has this relief right here, and it'll just pour out. We have to put a grate in there, but you can see like all these houses right here, they all have them in the corners. No gutters on the houses yet. But so you have the corner board for the siding and everything that comes in like this. So we use 1 3/4 inch. We just cut it out of a piece of 2x4 and zip tape it there just to hold it, one at the bottom, one at the top, and then we backfill around it, and then that will hold it. Usually that works out. Sometimes it does get screwed up, like a rock hits it and something gets screwed up, but for the most part it works. Over here, it's got all backfilled yesterday. Over here, so the garage got changed up on us. That's the water service, so we got to come down here with the water service, but obviously we won't have enough coverage. But so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back and dig up some of this frost wall here, and we'll put it up through the floor. And so we'll come up from right there. We'll put a sweep and everything, so it'll come up from the floor, so we have that frost coverage that we need. You want to save this for a piece to give something a bell, or do you?
I'm gonna stick it right there. This.
I'm just saying, because you're gonna have a T on the inside, you're not gonna need the bell. So if you use a piece without a bell, and then when you have to convert it to Schedule 40, you already have that short piece with a bell on it. You know what I mean?
We're gonna do the same thing we did over there. Let's stick it right on top of that fitting.
Okay. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want, Mr. Waste. There you go. The 90. Yep.
You got some good tape.
Is this dried? We got our plate mounted. We are putting a 3-inch sweep in, so we got to drill a 4-inch hole. Yeah, we'll get that bit out, put the rod or the tube and the drill on there, and we'll get drilling. while I was working on drilling that hole, those two guys did the deck supports out front here. We put them on these 2x2 blocks. So that way it's on that virgin ground, not putting any fill. These things on top of fill and having it settle, and it's just a whole mess down the road. So we just put them like that on top of the blocks. They're at the proper height. Mike just had to put a little bit of 3/4 there, but good to go. We're gonna come back over here to where I was working, and I think, well, I don't know that for certain. We'll get this service in at some point though. I don't know what I'm moving to next. We're gonna do this water service right here for lot 5, so we'll get this in right now. The whole bucket. Another one. Another one. Mike's just cleaning off that nut on the curb stop there. So we got this all sanded up all the way down to our hole into the house, and we can run the line. That's enough to go all the way up to the box. Okay. Just waiting on you. Right about there, Mike. Yeah, it had come out there, Mike. So that wire that we were taping will be putting a tracer wire on every water service. It's really not that much extra work, and a lot of towns do require it or do want it, so it's totally fine, no biggie. They're super cool with us and everything, so just like take a picture or whatever, just, you know, don't stop if we can't come up with the spec, which is always super nice. So we're able to just stand right on top of that service now, and just keep on moving forward, which is good. So this is good. Now we can finish the perimeter drain that goes right along here. Now that we have that service done, it's underneath. So we got this all stoned up here and everything. We basically have gotten this as far as we can. We are still waiting on the materials. The rest of the materials, which is fittings, filter fabric, some pipe there, some stuff for the sewer. We're still waiting on that stuff to be delivered. And the other thing too is, I guess the building inspector is like on vacation or something, so that's why he isn't coming out, and he's not coming out till Thursday. Today's only Tuesday, so between not having the materials and not being able to inspect this stuff, we're kind of limited on what we can actually accomplish. And I think we're about as far as we can go. So, what I think we're going to do is we're going to go and pressure test the rest of the sewer main. So there's a manhole like right there on the street that comes down to this one, another manhole, and then septic tank. So we have to pressure test all that stuff. We're going to do it, just make sure everything's good prior to doing it with the town engineer here. He wants to see it, make sure it holds like 5 pounds for 5 minutes. Let's see, 2 videos ago, I think it was 2 videos ago, I had pulled all that stuff out on a Saturday and filmed some of it, and I had tested that first section of sewer main, and I got that to hold 5 pounds for 5 minutes. So if you saw that video, doing the same thing but with the rest of the manholes to the septic tank. And then tomorrow we might be going, or I might be going and doing raising some castings and stuff like that until we can get this stuff inspected and we can get this stuff, or get the stuff that we need to finish the perimeter drains and the insides of these foundations. You know, there's the radon, there are the water services, there are the sewer services. So unfortunately we're just gonna have to go and switch gears and go on to something else for right now, which is okay. First plug's gonna go in here. This is the dummy one, so we don't inflate the main through this one. So this one just goes in there, and we'll put the other one with the third port, or the second port, down there. Everything's good, so that's in there. I have air line from the compressor hooked to the gauge. So now we put 45 psi in there. Right about there. Now, good there. So now we can attach our air line. We can leave this gauge behind. So down here, we just got the 4-inch pipe. So put that 4-inch plug in there. I can't screw it in camera. All tight. So this main goes from that manhole down through here to that manhole right about there. So with these two houses here, their services go off of it. So they have cleanouts. So we have to put a 6-inch balloon on the cleanout and a 4-inch plug on the quickest outlet of the house. We have to put that like red plug I just put in there. But finding these cleanouts, kind of weren't preparing for this when we put those cleanouts in. Lot 1, which was the first section of main that I tested, had lot 1 service on it. The cleanout wasn't tightened, nor was it glued, making it so it wouldn't hold that 5 pounds. So we got to dig these up, and from here on out we'll no glue it and Teflon it up unless it's a cap style with an O-ring. But we'll keep that in mind now, because now we're having to hand dig all this up. Mike actually went to get the 301 because this one's underneath this pile of stone. So, but we'll get it. We'll get it. Don't even need the ladder for this one. Thing's right there.
By the panel down in that mouth.
Okay.
If that helps.
Yeah.
Take a little bit out on that side of it.
Yeah. Let me just. I'll put some air in it.
How much pressure you got on it? Quite a bit.
Probably like 1.5 maybe at this point.
Did you glue them? Glue and clean. Well, if they show
It's
up.
moving there, Mike. Oh, damn, motherfucker. 30 psi. Just a rock. Something else got added to that.
Frosting.
It's a little thick.
Must inflate to 30 psi.
Seems a little excessive, but make sure you can unscrew that. I know, that's why these ones have that, I think. In case they fucking blow up, you're on inside that manhole. Probably go deaf if that happened.
What they have?
See that yellow cord? So that's an air hose and a gauge with a valve and everything. So you inflate it from out of the manhole. And this one you inflate outside of the manhole as well. Probably in case something fucking blows apart, and it'd probably be so loud. 5 pounds for 5 minutes. So it's inside the numbers. Oh, see, it's already filling up so much faster than it was before. It's not leaking out. So before I put it at 5 and then it lost a little bit. So I put a little more in it and then it held it. So I think we'll fill it up.
Yeah, just fill it up. Let it sit there for a second.
And then just give it a little extra. Guess just put the 301 on top of it. What's nice about using this machine is it's not aggressive at all. Like, he caught this cap and there's literally almost no damage to this cap. Doing stuff like this machine's perfect. 304, literally anything bigger, it would be so destructive on stuff like this. So this is where this machine shines.
Pull that chain out a little more.
We're gonna put the bucket right on top of this thing too. Yeah. Is there something
I'll just keep an eye on this.
something else heavy?
Just keep an eye on it.
You're just gonna keep an eye on it? Okay. So, test number 3. Good. At 5, I'm gonna go a little bit more. Should drop back down. That's 5 minutes. Let's see. Yeah. We got that one to hold what we needed to hold. It is the end of the day though, so tomorrow morning we'll be back on that mission to make sure everything's good to go with the sewer mains and stuff. A company did come out. They finally came out. I don't know if it was the builder that there was waiting on or the company doing the work, but they hydro seeded the retention pond. Or I think most of it looks like they might have ran out, or maybe got to the end of the day. Their unit that they had, their hydro seeding unit, I've actually never seen one like what they've had. It's kind of neat. It's small. It fits in the back of like an 8-foot bed, but it's probably got like a 200-gallon tank on the back, I would imagine. So it's small, but it's, you know, you don't need a trailer or anything, which is kind of nice. But I don't know if maybe they underestimated the size of this retention pond, because they sprayed and then they left, and then they came back, sprayed again, and then they left, and yet they still got some more here. So I don't know, it's probably like a mint setup for doing like touch-up work, like at the springtime, you know, fixing all the grass and everything all scraped up from the plow guys. You know, I'm sure they plow snow, so they can go back to all their accounts and just squirt a little bit, because you know you only need it, you know, a little patch at the end of the driveway or whatever the scenario might be. So I'm sure it's a mint setup for that, but doing the bulk work like this, I don't know, might be a little small, but hey, use what you got, right? But we'll catch you in the morning. Good morning. So back on these sewer tests. We just got that plug in. Yeah, we're gonna test this main here. It has no services, so we just gotta dig up that structure on that end. that one should be quick and easy. We don't have to worry about any clean outs popping out or any of that stuff. But just gonna drive the Kubota back around that side of the street. They have like little balls that you have to line it up with. It kind of sucks, but let's see if we can do it without getting in there. You scoot that. There you go. Perfect. See how it drops down like that? It's dropping kind of fast though. Cereal cane, but that is not 35 pieces of thin wall. But timer just went off. We held 5 pounds, 5 minutes, so we're good. So that section of main was able to hold what we needed it to hold. The mix-up on the pipe order was sometimes they typically go by footage, so it's like I need 400 feet of 4-inch schedule 40, and then they send you 40 pieces of pipe because it's 10 feet a piece. So we had sent the list in pieces, so it was like 26 pieces of the 6-inch STR35 and 40 pieces of the tri-wall 4-inch perforated. They converted the STR35 to footage and gave us the right amount of pieces, and then didn't convert the tri-wall thin wall stuff and just sent 40 feet, which is 4 pieces. So that's the mix up on that, which isn't the best news because we do need that pipe. Like right now would be nice, but I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe he'll go back and get more, I don't know. But so that's that. So I'm in the skid steer now. I'm just gonna quickly unload him and yeah. Testing the piece of main from this structure all the way up there by where the 308 is. So it does have the 2 services for here, but those just have plugs in the T's. So this one's a little deeper over here. So the inspector did actually just show up, the town engineer. So we're just gonna do the ones right now that I don't know, he has time to see, I guess. So we're going back, we're gonna redo this one. He was here while we were holding the air on that, so he was happy with everything. So scheduled. He just kind of showed up, kind of check in. So off that structure right there, it's a Y. So there's another structure here, and there's one right here. So we have to pressure test that section and that section. The town engineer, he left, so we're just back to doing, just making sure everything's good to go. So when it does come out, it's good. There's the plate. So not too deep on that one. It's nice. So this piece is all good to go. Mike just started the test on that one. You saw us put that plug in there and everything. So he just pressurized the main. So we got all the sewer main stuff right here, all pressure tested, and it's all good, all basically ready to go for the engineer to see it. So still waiting on the building inspector to inspect those foundations. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move over to castings. I'm going to do a couple more castings. I don't know, it's already 1:30, so I don't know if maybe I will do all like the cutting or something like that, or maybe I'll get one done today, something like that. I don't know, I'll have to see exactly what happens, but that's kind of the plan for right now. So I think I'm going to start off by cutting these ones all. Got my gas can on autofill here, not on auto stop, and it's about to get to the top. But I got 3 here that I got to cut. Actually, there's 4. So 4 that I got to cut. So I'll cut them all right now. And Mike's over there. Looks like he's starting to stump and pull the rocks and start to clean up that grass piece that went around the circle there. He's got the ripper going and everything. It's nice having that thing on the 336 now. Oof. I mean, that machine walks circles around the 320, 336. It's a beast. I wonder what it's like to have a 345. Oh my gosh. Just the amount of work you can do. It's like a loader compared to a skid steer. It's crazy. But yeah, so we'll get that stuff cut up, and then I'll pull the pavement out. So we got that all cut up. Our 4 squares in the pavement. I'm in the 301. Let's see if we can pop this pavement out. to get these things out with the ripper. This thing just doesn't have enough nut to really bite into that pavement with the 4-tooth bucket. There we do have a smaller bucket, but it isn't here. Probably anything smaller is better. This thing needs probably a little ripper, which would be nice. But so we're just gonna grab 308 and just. Yeah, so much easier. So we got 3 of them, just about mostly dug up. Tomorrow I'll swap over to the cleanup bucket, that way I can clean them up. And then I can start bricking them up and everything and setting the castings. So we can get pretty far all of this done tomorrow, if not almost all done tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. You know how it goes in construction. Might not even be working on this tomorrow. Who knows? But yeah, 301 was working good. Still got something leaking on it though. Yesterday was like when we were doing those pressure tests in the afternoon, they were leaking. So then before I started using it today, I took it apart and I found what was leaking and tightened it and everything, but I'm still getting some on the tracks, so there's still some on the ground. I don't know. Gonna keep my eye on it. I'll check all the fluids in the morning, but it's basically the end of the day. These guys are spraying the last tank. Well, hopefully it's the last tank. I don't know. They've already gone through 1 tank today. We had that company hauling in 3/4 stone and that pack, that road-based stuff, the gravel, whatever you want to call it. They were hauling that in today. They were, it was interesting. They told us that it was going to be like 10 working days before they could bring us any more material. So like, goddamn, it's going to bottleneck us on the septic. It's going to bottleneck us on the foundations, the garages of the foundations, the stoning, the backfill. It was going to be kind of a little bit of a issue. I mean, we would have figured it out, but and then I guess yesterday they called and said that the job that they were on got canceled. And that job, I guess, is massive. They need like 1,100 trailer loads of whatever. So you can imagine that's 1,100 trips. That's a lot of dirt. So they had like hired trucks and everything lined up too, and a bunch of stuff, and so it got canceled. So they hauled 6 loads of 3/4 and 6 loads of the gravel in today, and I don't know, I guess they're throwing 4 or 6 trailers on tomorrow for sand, and they're going to be hauling sand. I don't know, might even be more trailers, I don't even know, but they're hauling for us now again, which is nice. But it's the end of the day. I'm just about all packed up. Yeah, so we'll catch you in the morning. Good morning. So you're getting a little bit of a mist right now. We got some rain last night, or early this morning. The road's all wet and everything. But I'm gonna finish digging out these. Hopefully the rain's all done by then, and we'll be on our way to laying some brick. All dug up, ready for some brickwork. We got this one all cleaned up. went to the hardware store and bought one of these. Fit a lot more in there than you can like a bucket or whatever. Hopefully that makes it easier. These things are like 10 bucks. And so I think 2 courses of this is actually going to be just about perfect, which would be nice. We will see. We've got both of our courses in. So we're about 3/4 of an inch over here and about 1 inch over here. So I'll put some shims, give me some hard points, and then I'll put my glob of cement on there. And I got the ring all set up on the 301. I'll set it on there. Just finished jointing this one all up. This one all ready to go. I'll put a piece of plywood over there just so overnight it can get nice and hard, and we'll move on down to the next one. We got this ring set, so that wasn't that bad. This one went pretty quick, which is always nice. These guys have been working. We did get the inspection today. We got it right at around 11 o'clock, but these guys have been working on backfilling those 3 foundations. So they are, let's see, I'm just walking over there. Mike's running the 308, Dad's running the D1, trying to backfill these foundations right now. The sand never showed up today. They were supposed to start delivering today, but they didn't. I don't know what happened. But maybe tomorrow we'll get some sand. We are all cleaned up and safe for the night. So that one's totally done. That one's totally done. And then we got these 2. And then there's 2 more there. And 1 more over there, and then the septic tanks will be done. I think what we're going to do though is we're going to buy precast risers for the ones that are in the dirt. You know, the lid going this way or that way, it's not that big of a deal. We can kind of grade up to it. That way it's just get the height, cut the thing to fit, butyl on the top, butyl on the bottom, done. It's a lot easier when they're not in the road, but for the most part we are done for today. So thankfully, cement work takes a lot out of you, but yeah, so it's the end of the day, so I'm just about done. We're about to head home, so we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. So we're right back on this stuff here. I got these 2 left. Should have no problem finishing up today. I already kind of pulled everything out, start me off. Those guys are still working on the gutter stuff and backfilling those 3 foundations. Supposedly we have sand hauling in, and we have a separate hired truck hauling in the road-based stuff, just to keep that other company hauling specifically just the sand. But yeah, so This one is almost identical to that first one we did it right over there on the other side of the skid steer. This is where tank separation is. So this is like the really big septic tank, and then this steps down, I think it's like a foot, and then this goes to there, and then it stops, then it steps down a foot, and then you have that pump chamber right there. We're almost done with this one. This one needed a course of the big, course of the small. But I start doing these, and I just get so carried away, forget to start filming anything about them. But we'll film this part. I'm gonna put that top layer on, really put it on heavy, and hopefully I can set that, and then point up all the brick joints there. Number 4, all completed. Another one bites the dust. It's lunchtime, so I'm gonna take a quick break, but we're basically done here, so we'll start cleaning up, and we'll help those guys on the foundations, I think. So we're all cleaned up there over by the castings. Mike's working on this service. He's done pretty good. He's got gutters in, the water services for that house, that house, and that house. The service for this house is actually the chlorination tap for the circle and everything. So we won't be able to hook that in, but you can see he's got his line in and everything comes up right here where the curb stop would be. So once that section of the main is done and chlorinated, we just have to dig up just a small hole right here. We can put that curb stop all together right there. We did get the water in on that house, water in on the other house, working on the sewer now, and then it's just the, actually, Mike, did you get the sewer on 6 done? What? No. So then we still just got the sewer on that house. Well, actually those 2 houses, but not that big of a deal. He's got the gutters. That's what this other piece of SDR right here, you can see how these are. These things are a little bit of a pain in the ass, but, and then there are drainage systems. So he's got that T right there, goes to a drainage system right there, like infiltrator kind of style system. So, but we're gonna get this whole cord and the rest of this pipe working. That one is all done. These guys are just digging up this one, core this hole, get this other service in. Mike's got that piped up. He's got the pipe through the wall. He's just doing some cement work now. We got this service all cemented up and everything, all sealed in the foundation. We do have to get some new clean outs. I think the clean outs that we have are for schedule 40, but that one is mostly backfilled. But it is the end of the day. It's like 6 o'clock. It's Friday, So we're gonna wrap it up, or we just wrapped it up, but yeah, we'll wrap up this video. How about that? So yeah, we'll catch you on the next one, and thank you for watching.